It just goes on and on and on. And by the way, that's what Ronald Filipkowski was able to put together. And for all we know, that's happened dozens of other times, and he just doesn't have the raw footage for it. But that is Donald Trump coming out, and the way you see those clips normally, it's just a shot of the plane, and he comes out, and it's like, oh, he's being greeted by his followers. He comes out of the courtroom or whatever because he's a criminal, so he's in courtrooms all the time. And then it's like, oh no, he's a crowd. No, there's no crowd. There's no crowd. In like 2 of those cases, like theoretically, people could have been looking at him. Like he was at like a NASCAR event and nobody was looking at him, but like maybe someone had turned around. But in the others, there's just nobody there, and he's pretending that there's a crowd. And I don't know if he's just doing it because he cares so much about getting like a shot and pretending, or if he actually fantasizes that there is a crowd there. But either way, it's super embarrassing.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
And the reason I'm speculating about this now in particular is because he clearly is very bothered by the difference in crowd sizes between him and Kamala Harris. He loved his attack line against Joe Biden, where Biden doesn't have crowds, he doesn't have boat parades, there's nothing. Well, now Harris is packing arenas. She put 10,000 people in the Georgia State University Convocation Center, and he's talking about how there were lots of empty seats. You've probably seen going around the shots of both of their audiences. He had objectively more empty seats than hers. And so it hurts him every time she shows that he is not the brightest, shiniest object in politics anymore. And people are jazzed up for Kamala Harris. It hurts him. And he can wave to nothing as much as he wants, but it's not gonna make the reality go away. What do you think, Francesca?
It's amazing to me. The fragility around this is so beautiful. Again, I was at the inauguration in 2016. It was terrifying, but there was a lot of space to just dance, just a freewheel, and I was high as a kite. No, I was not, but there was a lot of space. Let's just say like that. I will say, however, I do identify with Donald Trump, waving to invisible audiences, because that's like me every time I parent. And I do everything for my child, and nobody's around the village that was supposed to help me is not there. And I'm just like, I know. I'm amazing. Yes, I did go to the farmer's market. I got her all her favorite berries. Will she spit them out? Yes, she will. Yep. I'm here. I'm amazing. Like that's, I get it. I get it. Sometimes you want to be congratulated.
Yeah, 100%. What is it about berries, man? They love berries. But anyway.
They love berries.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of enthusiasm out there. And I just want to add one little extra note to this. I saw that David Axelrod had told the Dems that their irrational excitement for Harris, they need to stop. They need to pump the brakes. It's still Trump's race to lose. And look, I get an element of what he might mean, but isn't explicitly saying, which is, don't think that just because people are super excited and the polls are moving and she's raising money and she's getting a bunch of volunteers that it's over. But that's like irrational expectation of victory, not irrational excitement. Don't tell people not to be excited after a decade of what we've been through. Excitement is good. Excitement helps you get to the victory that we all want. So don't do that. And especially when people see the polls moving, they get to be excited about that. So CBS News just released a poll where I believe Harris was up by a point. The last time they did that poll, this was July 18th, so about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks ago, Trump was up 5 points. So it's a 6-point swing in the same exact poll over the course of less than a month. The 538 polling average now has her up narrowly. I think it's like 1.5 points, something like that. So that's very good news. Individual polls, the aggregate polls. University of Massachusetts Amherst did a poll, showed a 7-point swing in the presidential race since the last time that they did the poll. Now, the last time they conducted it was in January. But what's interesting about that is Biden was doing better in January than he was in the waning days of his campaign. So that's still amazing, even though the earlier poll was so long ago. And so this is all good news. Again, it's not over. And in the swing states, there are still a few. North Carolina, Trump is still up by a couple of points in the most recent polls. Georgia, I think, is still tied. It is by no means a done deal for Harris, but don't listen to the people that tell you not to be excited. There is every reason in the world to be excited. And excitement ain't a bad thing in an election.
Yeah, I don't like this irrational excitement thing. You would have never said that for Barack Obama. Like there was real excitement. And I do think what we need to see now, obviously volunteers and people coming out of the woodwork to actually, help this campaign if they do believe in this campaign. And for folks who don't necessarily believe in this campaign, we need to hear from Kamala Harris. What are you gonna do for the American people? How are you gonna further Joe Biden's agenda that honestly Joe Manchin tanked a lot of, right? Is it about the care economy? It is about paid family leave. It is about, elder care. What else? How are you gonna deliver for working people? How are you gonna deliver for families? We need to hear that. I'm excited to hear that, maybe before the DNC, but at the DNC. And I hope that reverberates, because God, how can it not? We need it.
Yeah, 100%. You get to be excited. When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?